It helps when I press the magic button. There we go. Seeing some good levels there. They'll come through to you in a second. There's no audio if Kevin doesn't press the button. Give me a thumbs up once you actually... Yay for audio. Awesome. And let's get the Elgato in on this as well. Let's get the old Elgato. Now this is going to be, because I've scrapped together integration. I've scrapped together some integration just for tonight, and it looks like this is about the most elegant way of doing YouTube integration with OBS Studio. So there's probably a lot better ways of doing this, but I am not aware of them, unfortunately. Sit back in full screen. Yeah, I'm sorry about the fact that it's a slightly smaller screen here. Oh, good lord, there we go. Last of Us 2 soundtrack. Let's put a little bit of the notice up here as well. No low latency mode. Hang on. We should be able to... So I've set it to low latency. Let's see if we can do... I can go for ultra low latency. I'm not sure if I can do it while I'm live though. Is there a bit of a delay at the moment there? So latency in this sense would be the delay between me speaking and things popping up, or you folks chatting and that popping up on screen for you as well. So I can restart the stream and try for ultra low latency. Please let me know if you would like me to do that. I'm more than happy to give it a try. That's a bit big. That's quite large. There we go. Yeah, so this is going to be a little bit cobbled together. So yeah, I'll hang on for a couple of seconds just to see if you all would like me to try and restart the stream with a lower latency mode. Because I know that it's a bit frustrating seeing your chat, like having the delay there for your chat. Fine? Got it. Okay. Yeah, well... Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I saw a conversation shortly before coming online here that was... Well, it definitely... hang on, I was about to say it will be a one-off because of Mixer, but Mixer is dying a death as well. I saw a conversation shortly before I came on here where someone was talking about the effectiveness, like the relative effectiveness of moving over to another platform to boycott for a day. And I think there's some valid arguments in there, but by the same token, with everything else that's going on at the moment, if there's one thing that I can do to show solidarity, you know, if it's just jumping over to another platform for a planned backup stream, that's minimal impact to me. Like it does have a lot of impact on you all, so I really appreciate you coming over this way, and the experience is not as streamlined as Twitch. But yeah, this probably will be a one-off, because whatever's better to do something than nothing. Yeah, that's kind of what that's... Why are you so loud? Why are you so loud? You're very loud. Yeah, that's kind of what I feel as well, in that, and it reminds me a little bit of the experience of going to the protests. There is so much happening at the moment with people being outed in terms of in terms of being abusers, of being pests, of being like sexual harassers, that if changing platforms give some measure of support to something that folks are trying to get together on very short notice, then fuck it, why not? Past that point, beyond that point, I think there's probably more effective ways to go about that advocacy going forward. And to be honest, like 2 points come to mind. One is Google is an equally problematic organization, if not more, overall. And the other thing is that streaming is an area where, compared to, I'm not gonna stand there and say that, I'm someone with leverage in the games industry, but I feel like I am someone there, at least in the Australian scene. I am known, but in the streaming space, like I don't have as much leverage. And I don't have as much ability to sway what's going on. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, and it's part of what I was saying before with the mic off. It's part of this complicated melange that is this year, because we've got a pandemic, we've got a race war. We've got so much else, there's just so much happening all at once. And I think part of that is the fact that people, quite rightly, are getting to a point where they just can't carry, one might say you have a voice in the industry. Very nice. Yeah, I don't want to oversimplify, but I think definitely part of this is the fact that people are carrying around a lot, and I suspect that some of those burdens are things that people just feel they really need to put down with everything else that's going on. And when I say put down, that's a fairly dismissive way of phrasing that. But yeah, by that I mean sorting out the problem. Throwing it at someone else, throwing it in the face of the people who actually have the problem. Hey, Ash, how you doing? It is Kev. Because I did not request my collector's edition Mixer streaming key early enough. And so I discovered that it takes 24 hours for that to be authorized. It also takes 24 hours on YouTube as well. Luckily, I'd done that for some reason previously for this account. So thank you so much all of you for being willing just to come over to this slightly clunkier experience. What do we have before? Oh, that's right, we can make jukebox tokens. We're not going to do that. We're not going to make tokens today. Wouldn't surprise me if they keep you... Oh, Mixer, yeah. Yeah, that may well be. Alright, let's go fast travel. Let's go do a thing. So we can't construct anything at the moment. Let's go and have a look at what we can do. Let's go to the safe room, which is in containment, sealed threshold hall. Let's go do that. Yeah, I was saying in Discord today, and I know it was just taking the two pieces of information that I had about a situation and kind of gluing them together. But it kind of felt a little bit like the last thing that I'd seen about Mixer was a number of people being outed. Yeah, it's formally announced, yeah, Mixer is being shut down, which I guess ultimately isn't a surprise, because it's got to be hard. Like, at some point in time, I guess I'm actually honestly surprised that YouTube Gaming's gone on for as long as it has. Like, their live streaming side of things, given that Google have a real track record of shutting stuff down that's not working. Alright, so where are we going? Sealed Threshold Hall. Oh, this is a sealed threshold corridor. Kevin went to the wrong place. Wop wop! Can I get from A to B? I can get from A to B. Let's go for a wander. Let's take a wander through this space. Folks, I've missed this game. I've missed this game. I've missed this game and I've missed its tone. Been playing some Last of Us 2 and whew, is that a game. Been enjoying that too, but I've been really missing this. Very different feelings, very different feelings. So YouTube is successful though, and YouTube gaming has just bolted on. I have not finished The Last of Us 2 yet. No. Because I had 2 days while I was in ISO playing it, and I've gotten through a chunk of it, but I haven't raced to get through it. So I've still got a ways to go. Man, is that a game though. The thing I love about this though is it's nice to come into an experience like this where you feel exultant. Like, there's a lot of weird stuff happening in Control, but you still feel very much in control, for want of a better phrase. Your keep hush, thank you for that. Yeah, I'm super conscious of trying not to spoil the game now for other people too, because I'm far enough through that there's the potential that I can do that. See? Exultant! There's nothing harried about this. Although, that did hurt. Chad. Fucking Chad. You're the worst, Chad. Yeah, you'll appreciate this though, Ash. My partner is playing through, and she took a break from work. She took a break from work this morning to play it, and she came in the room after reaching a certain point in the game and just said, "Fuck this game! What kind of game is this?" So I think you can guess where that was. She's not very far through the game yet. There are some similarities. Both leads are immune to their own versions of zombies. There are some similarities. Like, there's a population of people who are co-opted by an infection. In one case it's biological, and in this case it's more spiritual. Spiritual? What kind of game is this? This is a really interesting question. Huh. Investigate the safe room.
This is the safe room. Well,
let's go back into the safe room.
The one with the altered item inside.
What happened last time we went in here? I didn't finish this for some reason. Paranaturally, my dear Watson.
Great. More clocks.
Oh, this is this slightly bullshit boss fight from memory. No, I finished that. It's good. Hang on, that was the problem. I didn't have my fly-ins. That's right. Yeah. Couldn't do my flies. You're right. Because there's the anchor over there. Anyway, how are you all doing? Because it's a fucking week out there. Like, and I'm saying that as someone who's in a tremendously privileged space. How is everyone else doing? Wednesday night's question is, as always, what is the thing you're most looking forward to this week, other than being back? And my fly was down. Yes. What is the thing you're most looking forward to this week, other than Kevin going back to Twitch? A more seamlessly integrated platform. Not well. I'm sorry to hear that, Lois. I'm not surprised given everything that's happening in the world, but I'm sorry to hear that. Well,
What the fuck is that?
defeat the anchor? This is a good question. What the fuck is that?
It's making more clocks?
Okay, not that. That, however, wasn't. I would like to go back up. Thank you. Not going to happen. Had a good productive work day and you finished work and the adrenaline wore off. Aww. Well, I hope you're getting a chance to rest now, Carrie. To rest and relax. All right. Let's fuck this anchor up. I've got my... I don't want to go all the way back there. Dad. That's a bit shitty. I try loosely to theme my mugs for streams. And I do have my... Hang on, let's see if we can get the reflection off that. I do have my TransStar mug. Been discussing The Last of Us 2 through the lens of Roland Barthes. Can you give me a primer on Barthes again? I can't remember if it was us that had that conversation in the past or someone else. Signify. That's ringing. It's ringing vague bells. Oh, that's right. I can't change. Hang on. Whoa, whoa, whoa there. Death of the author, but more importantly, defines literature as that which resists any single interpretation. Okay. I think I can see some part of like where that conversation goes with Last of Us Part 2. Did I hear the rumors about the 2 new Star Wars animated shows in production right now? No, I didn't. Tell me more. Strong rumors. Those rumors are strong. Not going any further to avoid spoilers. Yeah, that sounds like a good... It sounds like a good conversation I would love to have. I was saying on Discord yesterday or today, I'd actually really love to have like a hangout chat with the audios about Last of Us 2 for folks who've finished it at some point. Like very selfishly, like
This is the
that
safe
would
room
be
Will showed me.
after I finished
The one
it
with
as
the
well.
altered item inside.
Because I'm sure you all are going and having those conversations elsewhere as well, but I'd definitely love to have one.
More clocks.
Might get a show of hands for folks who are playing through, and then once everyone in the fleet who is playing it through has finished. A follow-up to Rebels. Fuck yes, I've seen Rebels. Yes. And a spin-off from Clone Wars starring your favorite characters from the last season. Well, that's gotta be Rex and Ahsoka. Like, everyone else can just fuck all the way off. I mean, don't get me wrong, Obi-Wan's awesome, but Obi-Wan's getting his own show. Live action. Cool. That sounds exciting. Alright, well, let's see if we can do this. I'll give this a few shots before it takes away all of my... before it takes away all of my sauce. Charge 3 explosive projectiles. So it's... I've got limited time. Pierce is probably not great. Spin is good. Listen to the sneaker pimps. Spin and grip. I reckon it's deadly at short and long range. Yeah, I reckon that's a good versatile one to go with there. Bad Batch. Oh god. I liked the Bad Batch storyline, but fuck them for spending, what was it, 3 episodes? 3 episodes on that, or 4 episodes? Oh, I see where you were being sarcastic. It's starring the Bad Batch? No. No. Oh, good lord. I mean, they were fun, but... Lois says, I'll need to find a good Let's Play of Last of Us and Last of Us 2, because don't have a PlayStation, not getting one anytime soon. Gotcha. Well, I guess the good news is, Lois, like, I guess they'll be easy to find, the hard part being finding one that suits your preferences. The Ark was a backdoor pilot. I guess that explains why they spent so much time with it. I'm still angry. Yeah, that actually... Wait. Does that mean that they're doing a Coruscant... They're trying to spin off a Coruscant series with the sisters as well? Because there were 2 plot lines in that season. The Ahsoka plot line, for one, I thought was just... It was... waste of time. And, the Bad Batch was fun, but then when they finally hit the gas... When they finally hit the gas on their major plot line, they suddenly have so little runway to explore that. It was really annoying. Alright, let's see if we can take a look around. Not so much. Come on, Ron.
What is that? It's making more clocks.
So then it goes around and looks over there. Alright, shooting it is not the way to go then. Gotta think this one through. Oh! I can throw you? I'm intrigued. Because you're a special clock. Come on over here. Look over this way. There you go. I wasn't sure if you had VODs up, Ash, but that's perfect. Oh, we didn't like that, did we? Ow. Ow. Alright. Okay. I see how that's done. I don't think I'll do that to warm up. I think I want to power up my flight a little bit more first. Can I? Can I power up flight? Haven't heard any rumors about that. Really hope that they didn't. The Ahsoka stuff was tied into Ahsoka's character development. I mean, it was, but it just feels like there would have been better ways of doing things, maybe. Hey, Maud, how you doing? Brendan, I should say. The thing is terrifying, yeah. Alright, we'll go do something else to, we'll get some low-hanging fruit for a while. We might come back and deal with that thing later. What else have we got? Dr. Underhill, below Central Research. Below learns of the active threshold below Central Research and the researcher named Dr. Underhill. Let's go see if we can find Dr. Underhill in Central Research. Oh, that's awesome that you've got VODs for your playthrough. I can't think of a better playthrough for Last of Us 2. Did you do Last of Us 1 as well, Ash? Visit Underhill. Goddamn hobbits. Central Research. Whee! Gotcha. I don't want to spoil things then, Lois, but I would definitely recommend watching a playthrough of Last of Us Part 1, letting that sit for a little bit, and then watching Last of Us Part 2. Hey there, motherfuckers. Hey! Just got home from work, have some dinner, nice! In control to try and make things a bit better. After a less than stellar shift. I'm sorry I'm sorry that work has been... It sounds like work has been really stressful for you, dude, and I'm sorry to hear that. Alright, let's get some... Grip is equipped. Let's replace this with... I think we're gonna get our shotgun up in this. Why let it sit? I think there's a lot of what's going on in Last of Us 1 that you wanna have a clear feeling of resolution for before moving into Last of Us 2. It feels like it's a sequel that is very much... Can I have my map, please, game? You need my map? I want my map. It feels like a game that is very much... There we go. That is very much designed around the fact... Not designed, but written around the fact that there is a 7-year gap between the release of the first and the second game. that people have been able to... How much fun is that? Just being able to fly around? Yeah, the people have have had that sit for 7 years and have been like anticipating a sequel, but not knowing like what that's going to look like. Oh, beautifully said. Could not have said it better. Yeah, there you go. You need to have processed your feelings from Last of Us 1. Thank you. That was very eloquently put. From under Central Research. Okay. I can kind of see that there's... Alright. Oh, that flying is just... It's such a delight. This game, like, I don't think I've played a game that makes you feel more exultant with your powers, with the possible exception of Shadow of Mordor. Emotions right now take up a lot of energy, even more reason to let things lie fallow. Yeah. You're all of those things, Ash. Eloquent, sexy, clever, and very funny. That is you. That is an Ash. When they say below research, how much below is below? That motherfucker is a hobbit. What else is a delight? The sheer giddiness you exhibit at the flight. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, it is... It's always wonderful when systems feel this good. And I'd been waiting for the flight for a while, and it does exactly what you'd hope on the tin, which is it just opens up space. Like, you know, this is a game that legitimately makes you feel like a terror. Like a force of nature. And whether you're malevolent or otherwise is, I guess, up to you. This is the pit. Thank you, though. I very much appreciate the thought. And now we're into Jesus Christ. We're into Last of Us territory. With fungal infection. This makes me less happy. I mean, that being said, psionic powers. Good way to deal with clickers. What's going on down here? This is wild. What the F? What the F, folks? Yeah, I'm not quite meaning to... Top result for Last of Us Let's Plays. Yeah, I saw that when I went to YouTube Gaming as well. Like, I just logged in and his playthrough was on the homepage, motherfucker. I wonder if part of that might be... Do I have... I'm not sure if there's anything I can do about what it's doing with the compression. I'm sorry that I'm sorry it's doing that though. Potentially controversial suggestions. Shoot. Oh, you're a friend. I probably should stop shooting you in the head then. When it's blue, don't go through. Are we sure we don't shoot friends? Are we really sure? Let's go see if there's someone to chat with. Oh. And I'm punching doors.
Excuse me.
This is Underhill! I went to the right place! What are the odds? Here we go. To Underhill from Darling. Hello, Rhea. How's it going down there? Enjoying the mold so far? Settling back into life at the old FBC? I also wanted to ask how your coffee with Emily went. She's a star on the rise, incredibly bright, extremely intuitive. But I want to hear what you thought of her. I think you two could be very good on a project together. Could learn a lot from each other. Let's get together and chat about it soon. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. I'm sure you can't think of anything besides the mold right now. You always were a woman of focus. I always admired that about you. Knocking on any door is a kind of punching. This is true. I barely got lost. Do you remember? Speaking of potentially problematic folks, and in the case of Adam, I feel like it's not my place to expand on that, but there's been some problematic stuff that's come out around Adam recently. I think it was you who made me aware of that, Ash. But yeah, there's a line, speaking of potentially problematic folks, there's a line in American Beauty where she isn't problematic at all, but the mother, I'm trying to remember the name of the actress now, because it's Kevin Spacey, Mina Savari. Good lord. Now I'm not going to... Thank you for expanding on that. I apologize for leaning on you for that. GM to scene in a streamed RPG where a player character gets sexually assaulted, so I left the RPG in the streaming scenes. But yeah, there's a scene in American Beauty where Annette Bening, thank you, thank you so much, Brendan. Yeah, she says, "That was great, honey. You didn't screw up at all." After the first cheerleading not tryout, but basically showcase. Yeah, she's an amazing actress. Dr. Rhea Underhill, contract threshold specialist. Dr. Darling's recently penned essay titled Blank Blank contains some glaring omissions that I feel I must shine a light on. Firstly, the entire premise of the essay is that the quarry threshold is beneficial to the Bureau, while the mold is actively hostile to use his words. We cannot determine the worth of these dimensions and their life forms using bureaucratic definitions. Secondly, the mold is much more beneficial than some rock. If the blank creating the mold were reconfigured in their purpose, the structures they could build would rival the greatest skyscrapers. The mold's resistance to various strains of disease we've attempted to introduce could be derived into blank. Yes, admittedly, this application is more difficult than picking up a rock and gluing it to a wall, but I pause to wonder when the Bureau lost its eagerness for a challenge. Refer to file 235 1863 for full report. Yeah, it always makes you wonder when folks, especially people who are insightful, like, I guess we all have our blind spots and we all have our missteps. Well, not we all. A lot of folks do. I'm not going to throw everyone in that bucket. But yeah, when someone whose intelligence you respect and whose insight you respect does something so glaringly on the nose, it really does. It's baffling. Mold research. So you want to know how my mold research is getting on, Casper? Here it is. Microscopic organisms, similar in appearance to blank, construct the architecture of the mold. I do not understand if these blank are the original disseminators of the mold or are bitten by some fungal infection. The mold is the most prolific and durable organism I have ever seen. I theorize there is a mold source located somewhere on our side of the threshold, rooted here to accelerate growth in our dimension. I refer to this yet unknown source as Mold 1. The mold produces an enticing aroma to encourage human consumption of... Oh! I think we've gone through this before. Hey Tom, how you doing? Apologies for making folks hang out on a platform where we need to use our real world account names as well. Thank you so much for coming over this way. I really appreciate it. You were just literally going down a list of actresses. Oh, there you go. Well, it was a good pick for Annette Bening. The mold produces an enticing aroma to encourage human consumption of itself. It propagates in the chest cavity and quickly subsumes the entire body, seizing control of motor functions. And we were talking before about an overlap between Last of Us and this. I think, yeah, there's another one. It's kind of similar to the old cordyceps. This behavior was not observed when I first arrived, which means the mold has adapted to our presence, targeting our biological imperatives as a way to spread. It is a truly ingenious little thing. A full report will be ready soon. Keep your slacks on. Good of you to join us for The Last of Us 0. Yeah. Biological imperatives. Jesus Christ. And the idea of... That's just so much more... Alright, let's go have a chat to Underhill.
Do you normally barge into people's private workspaces?
She clearly doesn't know who she's talking to. Shouldn't you be in a safe room?
Why? Because of those hiss things the Rangers keep going on about. Haven't you people sorted that out yet? The situation down here could spell doom for the Bureau.
Doom.
You mean this mold?
Correct. Perhaps you could help me. I require samples of various mold strains, and the mold has made the environment far too dangerous for me to fetch them myself.
Really? Mold samples? I thought this could spell doom.
It could, and it will, whoever you are. The mold is spreading. We need to find the source before it spreads too far.
Any samples will do that?
No. Samples of 5 unique strains, when blended properly, will allow you to travel deeper into the pit, where I've pinpointed the approximate location of the source of the mold.
Okay. So what do these samples look like?
Similar to the one on my table there. I've made a list of the samples I need. Here. You'll find them throughout the threshold.
I'll take a look. My name's Jessie, by the way.
Oh, so good. Oh, so good.
Have you worked with Emily Pope?
Our paths have crossed. Darling arranged for us to have a coffee. A meeting of the minds, he called it. She's talented. I can certainly see her doing well here.
I feel like there's a but coming.
But she's drunk a bit too much of the Bureau's proverbial
Kool-Aid.
She shouldn't be afraid to forge ahead on her own. Science is skepticism. Everything must be questioned before the truth can emerge.
It is a fetch quest to a degree, Brendan, but I find that I don't mind them so much with this game because, and we've got a few of them now on the list, it feels like the game uses them as ways to goad you into going into and exploring interesting areas in the game. Whereas, like, if I was to compare and contrast it... Oh, please excuse me, I need to go and collect some...
Thanks for the information.
I'll be back, Underhill. Oh, hang on, is there a node down here I can... Oh, this is going to be a pain to get back down to. This is going to be a pain. Fetch quest is this one is lampshading the fetch quest. Yeah, I don't know. Lampshading is when you kind of acknowledge something, and draw attention to it to try and downplay the negativity of it. At least that's my definition of that. Other folks might be able to give a more nuanced definition. Some fetch quests have ruined it for the rest. Yeah, I mean, if I was to compare and contrast, like BioShock as a game, it's going to sound heretical here, but BioShock can fuck all the way off with its fetch quests. That was one of the things that bounced me off that game. It's when we say the reason why it's lampshade in part is like that image of someone putting a lampshade on their head to, you know, hide their face, but it also draws attention to them at the same time. At least that's my understanding of like the origin of the definition. Personal mods for. I can't even fast travel. I can't fast travel back. This is going to be a pain. Let's see if we can find ourselves a control node. But yeah, I feel like they.
It smells so sweet down here. Suddenly I'm really hungry.
Smells like bread.
I wonder how this mold are those?
Oh, no. This is... Sorry, folks. Wrong way. Alright, we're going to come back and talk to Underhill in a bit. I actually want to do that executive order because I want to get some of that... I want to get some of that sweet, sweet sauce back up again. So we'll come back for Underhill. I mean, it's my job. I'm a director. I got responsibilities. I bet you it smells like freshly baking bread. Am I gonna have to do that? Yes, I am. All the way up. That's unfortunate. Oh no, there we go. Well, I mean, it's good that she's acknowledging what she's sensing so we know it's happening, because that's, you know, part of the lure of the whole thing, part of the horrific enticement. That's probably the only thing that frustrates me a little bit about the flying ability. The fact that, and I'm guessing it's to stop free roaming. Like, what this would do to their level design, it would grossly overcomplicate it if I could fly anywhere and get to any elevation. Sorry folks, I just need to activate a thing. Doing things the hard way. Am I missing something there? Is there a way that I could have gotten back up much quicker? What's Kevin missing? Tell us more. Ah, there is a lift. Ah, I see. I didn't think the lift was actually working. Alright, let's go to communications. But why take a lift when you can fly anyway? can show you the world. Oh! Son of a... Rip your spine out and you'll feel it. Just need to get the lift working. Oh, okay. Well, I got no time for that. I got no time for making lifts work. I got things to do. Alright, personal mods full. Let's get rid of that. Flight would make level design a challenge. Yeah, it would. Still gotta put in the effort to make it comfortable. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel inconsistent with the art style of the game. But yeah, it's... yeah. Let's get rid of some of these things. So many personal mods. Let's get rid of all the level 2s. No one else is going to do it though. Oh, you mean making the lift work? Lamp shading isn't the term you really wanted there. Oh, okay. But we had a big old conversation. Were those level 8? They were level 6, I believe. Spyro Lord of... There's a Spyro game called Lord of the Rings? Huh. Hang on, what's that telling me? Oh, weapon mods are full as well. Alright, well let's get rid of those too. Oh, I didn't have another weapon mod on grip. How have I not done that yet? No, that's not the one I want. I do not want a deconstruct. Deconstruct. Let's go for level 3. Reload speed. What do we got? What do we got? Headshot damage. When in doubt, always headshot damage. Now I can get rid of that. And I can get rid of that. And I can get rid of that. There we go. So hyped for Crash Bandicoot 4. Oh, I'm so excited for you, for Crash Bandicoot fans. I am so excited for you folks who have been waiting for that. I'm not a huge fan of, like, it's something that I've never really gotten on the train for, but I always love when a game comes out that revitalizes a franchise, and folks have been waiting for that for some time. What's this? Spin rate of fire boost. Fuck yes. Wait, what? Grouping efficiency, level 5. Who has been equipping these mods? Some hooligan with no concept of what's at stake here. I wish to speak to this hooligan. Shadow projectile boost. Yes! Look at this stuff! Just sitting around in its inventory. In my inventory, even. Quiet, because you've caught the Path of Exile itch again. Oh, have they released a new season, Tom? The flight looks way better than the Spyro Lord of the Rings. Yeah, the flight is just, it's so much fun in this game. You've missed mascot platformers so much. They're back. Oh, I'm so glad that you're getting that back. Yay! All right, now let's find our control point. It's just upstairs. A whole new world. Ha! Conventional research. Yeah, where am I? Where am I? Don't remember its actual name, but it had Elijah Wood as Spyro. Oh, I vaguely recall Elijah Wood doing voice acting for Spyro in the past. Very vaguely. Communications department. Alright, let's do that. Hi, everyone! Your dad bought a new PC. Nice! He picked the third best GPU on the market. Oh, wow. He's trying to find free-to-play games. Well, Path of Exile feels like it's a great choice for that, because it's hard to think of a game that has deeper content than that. New Ratchet and Clank looks interesting. Oh yeah, New Ratchet and Clank looks amazing. Just the busyness that's going on in that. Path of Exile was the first you picked, very different from what he used to play back in the day. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there was a new Ratchet and Clank that was in the PlayStation. That was in the PlayStation reveal. At one point, Rhys Darby voiced Crash Bandicoot in the Skylanders TV show, and it's one of the worst things you've ever seen. Is it the music or just your boots on the ground? It would be just boots on the ground. I assume. Alright, let's go to communications. Where's communications department? Communications department is close to... There's a fast travel point. Will get us closer. Let's fast travel to the mailroom. Let's do that. I'm so glad that that's filling you with joy, Ash. Because that Crash Bandicoot, not Crash Bandicoot, the Ratchet and Clank looks incredible. Just the amount of activity that's happening on screen. Like, I'm sure that, you know, the ray tracing side of things is something that when you're sitting down and playing it is something that would absolutely excite people. But just the level of activity that is happening on screen, it's so fucking frenetic. It's great. Like, it, you know, it's... I think I was listening to a podcast today where someone was talking about how it's sort of, you know, one of the first real examples of, you know, you're in like a city kind of environment and it feels as frenetic as a city should. Hi, everyone! Kill enemies in the executive sector. Oh, I got a thing. That's good. I can show you the world. See, there is just there's no power in this game that does not feel, it just does not feel satisfying to exercise. They've done that so well. Oh! Oh no! I failed! Motherfucker. No! Damn it. Let's check out the source tally. In just a moment. To see whether I ended up ahead there or behind. What's your source tally? It's marginally ahead. Alright. Let's go back to Underhill. Oh, hang on. I got one ability point. So what can I do with flying? Levitate. It's just duration. Duration and damage. Nothing about speed. That's annoying. Very frustrating. Alright, let's go back to Underhill. Until the next alert happens. I'm back! They weren't kidding when they said that that was underneath Central Research. Both the Ratchet and Clank and the new Crash Bandicoot are using a weird time dimension rift plot device. Yeah, I wonder if that's kind of, you know, the invention of, like, if that's the invention of color phase for the new hardware, where people are like, well, we've got all of this capacity from a processing perspective, what can we do that really showcases its ability? I wonder if that's maybe an element of it, like, teams have sort of thought about how do we frame an experience, like what's the in-game justification for being able to showcase asset loading. I could be talking, of course, completely out of my bottom. Don't know what happened with that ground slam. Except it was unsuccessful. Alright, let's deal with the frame first. Oh! I didn't realize that worked. Until now? Well, that changes things a lot. And that's actually a much easier way of fighting them, because you can't get hit by projectiles that are just hanging around on the ground near them. Well, that's interesting. That's very interesting. It's a ground slam, not a stair slam. Pfft. It's a Tim Tam slam. Alright, now I gotta remember how I got back into... how I got underneath Central Research. I know I just did this like a couple of minutes ago. Ah, that's right. This is my sense of direction at work. I can do something and then forget about it. Or forget how I did it. minutes later. Whoa. Ratchet looks it really does look intense. It looks awesome. The thing I discovered that changes things for me, Carrie, is that evade works while you're levitating. There! Now I can take the lift. It's all good. Thank you for... I really appreciate you picking up on that, Brendan. I've actually been having interesting conversations with my daughter trying to sort of push the same kind of language choices. So thank you so much for the self-correction. Alright, let's get these mold samples for Underhill. We'll have a chat with Underhill on the way back through. You dropped the Tim Tam. Oh no! What? As in like post slam, you just dropped it because of the sheer sugar ecstasy, or was it a fumble? Did you roll a 1 while you were trying to do it? It would be dangerous to bring Tim Tams into the oldest house. They are a great example of an archetypal object. Oh, mid-slam. Oh, no!
Bleach did the trick. Has Underhill tried bleach?
I mean, that makes for a really nice cup of coffee, but yeah.
Have you collected the samples yet?
Alright, let's finish.
So, is Darling your boss?
If you insist on clinging to such outdated hierarchies, then yes. However, I would argue that our fields are too dissimilar
Yes!
for one to manage the other. Of course, Darling would much prefer to find his own miracle solution to the Bureau's fungal frustrations. He always needs to be the hero.
Fungal frustrations. You look at that on a script and you think, this is a good day. Someone has given me a gift. Yeah.
So tell me again.
Yeah, very true with the bleach.
Well, like I said, I was brought in as a special advisor. A temporary position, you see. Although that's not the whole truth. I was employed here for a time, straight out of university. After a decade of admittedly fascinating work in threshold research and regulation, I began to chafe under the bureaucracy. I needed a change. Not that academia was so different.
And then the mold happened.
About 4 months ago, yes. Since my departure from the Bureau, they hadn't been able to find my equal in threshold analysis. Darling and I had kept in touch over the years, meeting at conferences and the like. He called me, and I booked a flight. I've never been able to say no to a man with a dangerous alien. I had to leave my post in the middle of term, but so be it.
So she's a professor. That explains a lot.
That line. Yeah, we'll be here, Brendan.
The mold seems to be having some weird effects on things.
Indeed. Even people are susceptible. The fungus grows rapidly within the chest cavity, killing the host. Luckily, one must ingest the stalks to become infected.
Don't eat the mold. Okay.
We've always cremated the infected bodies after autopsy, but I believe there may be another stage of maturity. A blooming, if you will.
I never thought the word blooming
Yeah.
sounded so horrible.
Alright, there we go.
Thanks for the information.
My
Alright,
pleasure.
let's load for Bear. I suppose it doesn't. I was trying to put one above the other, but it doesn't really matter which order they're in. Let's do that. That'll do quite nicely.
No need to hurry back.
Jesus Christ. Just take your time. Fungal bears. No! Look, rage bears were bad enough. Hang on, that's not what I wanted. I'm gonna charge and... there we go. There we go. Man, those rage bears. They were a thing in days gone. They were an absolute goddamn thing. Oh, this is where we were before. Alright. Corrupted sample. How good it. Oh, that's good to know. Underhill is your favorite character after Artie and Emily. She is a delightful character. Well, that wasn't fun. Good old stereo scuttle there. Alright. Alright then. Oh, hang on. Can I... No, there we go. Oh! There we go. Just wanted to make sure I had options for both ranges there. No, I'm gonna have to go back to grip because I think it's gonna want me to... This wants me to be at more of a range. That's okay, we got the old grip there. Oh! Son of a... Langston is a lot of fun. Damn it, that's what, the third time I've died tonight. Ah. We will get those samples. And yeah, you're absolutely right, Lois. Like the temperature of the hot chocolate or the coffee for a Tim Tam Slam, there is a sweet spot. You don't want to melt the Tim Tam. Oh! Oh! That actually was pretty well timed. Alright, so my loadout's grip and charge. That'll do. That'll do quite nicely. So Wednesday night's question is, as always, what is the thing you are most looking forward to this week? Is there something in amongst all of 2020 that is bringing you joy with the thought of it? Let's be friends. Oh. speaking of sweet spots, discovered a place which delivers delicious crepes to your door. Oh, good lord. I just knocked out my fungal friend. Well, my fungal friend was on a clock, to be fair. It was only so long that that friend was going to be effective. Damn, those... It's somewhere between difficult and impossible to intercept the things that it's throwing. God damn it! Third time! That's what I get for knocking out my fungal friend. Don't knock out your fungal friend. You've returned with adequate medication. Awesome! I'm dying a lot. I'm dying. That sounds awesome. The crepe delivery sounds fantastic. Ever since I found out that the local place that does vegan donuts delivers, that has become a fairly regular occurrence. Food and exercise are the two things that bring me. It sounds. I was gonna say that bring me joy, but that sounds maudlin. They're my two things that that are outlets for me. Let's try this again. Heard there's a mold that helps with the whole dying thing. Yeah. If I just eat the mold, I'll stop dying. I'll just bloom into an amazing human being. I feel like you all are giving me some very bad advice. They have a really wide range of sweet and savory crepes. Oh, nice. That sounds perfect, because then you get a savory crepe for your dinner and you have a sweet crepe for your dessert. Penicillin. Yeah, there you go. That's a good point. Where's my penicillin at? Son of a... I just do not like you. Very much. At all. The chat is always right. Even when they're wrong, they're right. Alright, I gotta switch up some strategy here. Take the power of the mold like Dylan has taken up the power of the hiss. Excellent advice there. Yeah, they've got little missiles that they're firing, and they move very fast, and I'm not a fan. Let's try you. Well, actually, hang on. The problem is that they take notice of me once I start shooting them, so that might help. We'll get there. We'll get there, folks. We're nothing if not. Oh no. We will get there, I swear. F's in chat. Anyone get the urge to sing Why Can't We Be Friends? Speaking of songs, I discovered that in 2012, thanks to YouTube, in 2012, Alanis Morissette did a cover of Crazy, which I'm fairly here for. It is a good cover. All the RIPs, because that time... Oh, good lordy lord. Lordy lordy lord. I hurt my knees that time. Alright, so I'll just make sure that the... Yeah, it is Pierce. F's in chat. We will get there. I swear it's by Crom. Little Missiles is your new roller derby name. Oh, nice. Little... Yeah, I love it. Yes. Now you gotta do roller derby because that name is too good to not... Well, that feels like an improvement. Because they just get... They only get cranky when I start shooting at them. Observe. That felt like a definite improvement in strategy. Let's try you. There we go. Alright. Can I launch the explodey spores? Good question. I think I'd have to be closer to them than I really want to be, but I can knock them down. Yeah, good question. I don't know. Oh, the ones closest to me were highlighted in white, were they? Oh, there you go. Okay. That's oh, there we go. Point taken. Thank you for the suggestion, for the question there. I appreciate the way you framed that as well. Alright, what are we doing now? What's happening in this room? The place just feels so disgusting. All of those little fishes everywhere. Or little... Oi! Oi! Uneven walls are just one big spore with a bunch of spore puffing orifices. Yeah, it's just there's nothing. There's no good in here. Fucking NG. Thank you, I'll take that and that. Supplies, motherfucker. Whew. Alright, what are we going to do? We've got another alert. Let's go for the alert. Let's see if we don't die this time. Where'd it go? There it is. Go to pneumatics! Alright, let's do it. Is there anything in here? Yay! There we go. There's some progress. Got some progress happening. Alright, let's go do... Wait, what? Yeah, but then I got the sample. The effort was more in discovering a strategy that actually worked. So now we're going to go back upstairs. And I got an elevator and everything. Yeah, I know I need more, but I'm going to come back. I want to do more of these major targets and get my I know the strategy hasn't been working, but I want to get that source back up. I want to get that sauce, sauce. Sounds like I'm a drunkard, but absolutely not the case. Alright. Let's get back from this, because Pierce is great, but it's very specific. I will get back to that mission. I'm not going to leave Underhill in the lurch. I got a job to do. Gonna pop back in the elevator. Gonna go to pneumatics. Which, from memory, is in the maintenance sector. We will get back. We will get back and we will get more samples. Because it was moving through that room that took difficulty, and I know that when I go back in there, there's going to be more stuff there again. We'll see how we go. I want to get that sauce up so I can do that crafting. It is 10:33. Let's do some quick shout-outs. So, great communities cannot happen without great moderation, and even though we are on a platform today where we do not have moderation enabled, it is always worth giving a shout-out to our amazing moderators in AceJack, aka Ash, or Ashton McCallan on YouTube, and Insomniac Red, aka Carrie. Thank you so much for the work that you do. It makes doing this, and by this I mean going in the direction that is democratically disapproved of. Where are we going? Pneumatics. Is pneumatics on this level? Where's my labels? It is not. Wait, pneumatics is seriously not in there. Alright, let's go to Central Executive because there's a fast travel station there. You are being. Well, I don't think that's true. I don't think either you or Carrie are capable of being. You're capable of acting in moderation, but not being moderate, because you're both so goddamned awesome. Thank you so much to everyone who has jumped across to this God's forsaken streaming outpost as well to join us tonight for another episode of Control. I appreciate the heck out of it. It means a lot to me. Because it is not nothing to go away from the standard platform. And that is a good point to talk about very briefly. Like, why are we here? Why are we doing this? What's Twitch Blackout all about? It is something that, thank you so much, Brendan, for making me aware of it. It was a gesture that was organized under fairly short time pressures as a reaction to, as part of, one small microcosm of everything that is happening with abusers being outed in the industry, a dissatisfaction with Twitch's public statement of what they stand for versus the past reactions, the past decisions that people have seen Twitch make. And I've worked in tech, and I work in the games development space now, and both of those are industries, tech especially, that have their problems. But the streaming space feels like it is so much more of a critical space to get those things right because of the age level of the people who are coming into these environments, and for want of a better way of phrasing it, the ad hoc level of expertise that is involved. It's much more like the entertainment industry than it is like any kind of structured corporate environment where it's cults of personality. It's cults of personality that actually, even as a more positive way of phrasing it, it's size of audience and the number of people gathered around people that make individual people experts or worth paying attention to, and that is such a ripe environment for enabling abuse. And so, out of all of the places to get this right, like the streaming environment, it feels like it is critical for an organization to have people's backs. Just gonna go back to Twitch there for a second. Oh, sorry, to chat rather. Pneumatics is further in the mold region. We've been to pneumatics before though. We'll get there again. Talk is cheap and actions matter. This is it's very true. And I feel like, so obviously, like, this isn't an action that is going to change everything for everyone. Oh, there we go. It is an executive. Why is pneumatics an executive for? That's question number one. Question number two is, why is Kevin not? Why is that not enabled as a? Oh, I haven't activated. Well, fuck! If I haven't activated that control point. Oh no, there's not a control point in there. It's just a destination. Ah, that makes sense. All right, let's do that. We'll go to dead letters. Yeah, talk is cheap and actions do matter, and it's really easy for organizations to put out blanket statements about what they actually stand for. It's whether these organizations are willing to, and you see this everywhere. You see this everywhere, and I've seen it. I've seen it in tech. I can't speak to. I'm not privy to the internal decisions of like what happens with organizations from a game dev perspective, and the internal decision making processes that they have. But it's something that you see again and again. Just people being thrown under the bus because other people are more important, whatever the hell that means, to whatever's going on. The CW. Yeah, I know that you've got a real issue with I think it's a particular, I can't remember the show, but with The hell are you? Yeah, sorry. I think it's worth talking through that point briefly, because I know that you have a real issue with how writers on, remind me of the show, Brendan. But I remember you linking, and I read through what you actually posted, and they interacted with the community in bad faith, or a particular writer in their community interacted with them in bad faith. I feel like it's, and I don't want to split hairs here or diminish that, but I feel like it's important to distinguish between that and an actively toxic work environment. It's not, and that's not to say that, you know, what happened there was not shitty at all, and it wasn't a case of queer baiting. The 100, that's right. There we go. Yeah, well, I mean, representation is something that... Hang on. Sorry, we're talking through important stuff here. I'm not gonna game while we're going over it. Queer representation and trans representation are certainly both things that the entertainment industry has struggled with getting right for a long time. I mean, the window, like I was going to say Overton window, but I don't feel that that's quite an appropriate phrase for it. But the window of time now for entertainment aging poorly, like it feels like that is just narrowing so much, which is in some ways a good thing that that writing is getting it better, is getting it right. So if you go back 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, then a show has aged poorly. Like you go back and you watch Friends, and fuck, I know that was put together in the 90s, but that's a show that's aged horribly. But yeah, there's still a long way to go with regards to representation. Yeah, it's a good point. It is a great example of talk not matching up with actions. You're absolutely right there, and I apologize if I was downplaying that and talking over you. Oh, I got a jukebox token. Oh, actually, I don't want to get stuck in there. Let's not. Let's not and say we did. Did I just get another jukebox token? Holy shit balls. The window of aging poorly is getting narrower. So what I mean now is that our sensibility, well, not our sensibilities, but the sensibilities of people in general, of the broader community, it feels like are becoming more enlightened and aware, and it feels like media has a much narrower window before which, like, we will start to see things where it's like, oh well, they absolutely did not get this thing right or that thing right, because it feels like, and maybe this is a gross oversimplification, but it feels like the pace of progress is picking up, and I could absolutely be wrong there. No, don't apologize for chatting either. A lot of CW shows just copy-pasted the same blanket statement around LGBT. One exception being Supergirl. They're amazing about representation. The writing is still mediocre. Yeah, I guess, that's the other thing. Like sometimes a show might, be really good about its internal politics, but not necessarily nail It's quality. Sometimes you can't have both. Fuck, it's good when you do though, right? Like when you find a show that just gets everything right. So yeah, getting back to the game for a second, I know you're not a huge fan of the executive alerts carry, but I'm finding that they seem like a really good way of progressing my abilities, so increasing the momentum through the rest of the game. So that's the reason why I keep swinging for them. Get better stuffs. Alright, let's go back through and go back down. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of understand to some degree, Brendan. I wonder if shows copy pasting that statement might have been that CW as a network may well have had a statement that they had kind of not agreed upon, but I guess were. I'm trying to think of a good way of phrasing this. It may well be that the network had spent some time. The network had spent some time as a whole, like looking for like what is a statement that encompasses like everything that we believe, and then that sort of got passed around to individual showrunners. I mean, I've got no idea how this stuff works. One day, but not yet. A template or an example. Yeah, I think it feels it's entirely probable. It feels like it's entirely probable. I can show you the mold. Just go down in the building. I'm not going to fall and die this time. I'm not going to land on a platform and hurt myself. Alright. That was a good investment. Got more hiss. Alright, so let's get our loadout. Pierce. Do I have anything here? No, nothing worth replacing.
Careful down there. I don't want to have to save you.
Yep, and you all are back where you were. Is everyone back where they were? Is it gonna be a guy on the ground there? There we go. So, okay, so most of my progress here is kept. We look over there. Do we find... Ah, there we go. Okay, so that's good to know. So I made a bet there, and we didn't end up losing too much progress. All right, let's keep going. What is in there? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I could see where you were coming from, and it could well have been... It would really have sucked if I had to fight my way back in. But turns out we don't have to. You just remembered a thing. Ooh, interesting. I'm intrigued. Control point. Let's do it. It's a secret thing. Oh, okay. As in something that can be discovered around here? Or is it something to do with the... Why the fuck is there light? Okay. Oh, I suppose that's getting back up into the office proper. Spoilery thing. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thank you for holding off on that then. Not telling. Well, maybe we'll find out. It's a prime. It's a prime mod. Yes. Yes. Headshot damage plus a lot. Reload efficiency. Let's get that one in there. These are the bomb. They are so good. So good when you find them. Oh, there's another one there. Is the oldest house in our dimension or many dimensions? The oldest house is in our dimension, but it is a nexus point, and there are... You are a prime mod. You are indeed. Yeah, it's also a crossing over point for a whole bunch of other stuff happening. So I guess that's as far as we get through this. We can go in this chamber. We've explored everything in here. We're going to go down. We got another one. Grand Central Station for many dimensions. Oh! Okay. How bad? I guess? We don't go in there? Let's just try that. No! Oh! No! God damn it! Ah! I tried to back up after doing that experiment. The game was not having it. To be fair, I was probably in panic pressing the button that is, let's just continue to glide downwards. It's not the first time that's happened though. Oh, it's probably because she was in pain. That might stop her ability to control her flight. Oh. The good news is there's a control point nearby that we've activated. Well, now we know not to do that. Now we know that's empirically a bad thing. Yeah, it remains unclear how many other dimensions there are. Brendan? Like, that is something that is not clearly established with the lore so far. Alright, well, let's go this way next. Not metrically. Well, that'd work if it was imperially, wouldn't it? As opposed to empirically. Alright, so that's as far as we go in that direction. Oh, here we go. Stuff! Pink Flamingo Supplement. Agents noticed a transient commonly found outside the entrance of the Bureau headquarters would carry the item and loudly claim to be responsible for the lack of inclement weather. The frequency of these claims attracted the personal interest of Dr. Darlin. In interviews disguised as casual conversations, the transient reported that the item gives me clouds when it's hot and sun when it's not. An event of note occurred during a heavy downpour when the vagrant was witnessed performing a possible ritual with the item. See file PAI 1372 for a detailed observation. Dr. Darling reported a wait of blank seconds before the rain stopped. The vagrant was seized the next day. After blank, he was found to possess no blank and was released. The item remains in Bureau custody under suspicion of altered status, though this still has not been proven. All known variations of identification formulas have failed to elicit a response from the item. Yeah, empirically versus imperially. Isn't that what I said? Or I must have mangled that. Oh, hang on, there we go. Yeah, empirically and imperially are very different. So, empirical evidence. Let me find a... Let's see if we can get a dictionary definition. Let's get a dictionary up in this shiz. So, empirical evidence is evidence that is based on, like, things in the... Here we go. Something is empirical when it is based on, concerned with, or verifiable by observation or experience rather than theory or pure logic. So yeah, it's based on experience or evidence of something happening in the real world. So empirical evidence is something that you've done and you can look at something and go, well, this is absolutely true. Whereas imperial is both a unit of measurement and a faction in Star Wars, and also kind of referring to the idea of an empire, like the British Empire. Hang on, where have I gone? Oh, that's right, it's up there. Wait, is it? Where are we? Oh yeah, there we go. So yeah, two different words. Did it learn? There's no toilets. Alright, well I guess I gotta go find the bathroom. Grows near fresh corpses. Interesting. Interesting. So it feels like from a design perspective... Oh, wait, no. Oh, I've been in here before. I was just going to say, it feels like all of the samples should be past Underhill rather than earlier in the level. So we'll go back. There's something I'm missing here. I like that once you get it flying too, it's a game that makes you think in 3 dimensions. You really have to look around at like what the possibility space is in a level. It's 10:58. Kill stuff and wait. I mean, I guess that's always an option. So my first thinking is that I've missed something in here. Oh, wow, that was trippy. Did not expect that to... Lost my sense of perspective for a moment there. Hey son, how you doing? Welcome to the stream and thank you so much for coming over this way. How you doing? Okay, so I at least missed that. It is always better when the sun is out. How's your week treating you at the moment? You're super tired. For good reasons, I hope? Oh, hang on, there we go. Ah, son of a bitch. Hang on, no, I have been in here. Oh, I came in here before. Let's try that again. Is there anything that I missed? Just insomnia. I'm sorry to hear. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that's been messing with you. No answer, came the stern reply. It's like a big hole in the ground, man. That was a poor life choice. Don't do it, man. And hang on. Fresh corpses. There's got to be a sample in here. See, Kevin found the control point, but did he look around? No! He didn't! There we go. There's gotta be... There we go.
This must be
It must be one of the samples. Indeed. Indeed, Jesse. What would be cool? Did have a map of the area, but the mold growth didn't line up with the map. Do I have a map of the area? I kind of do and I kind of don't. Like, where I am at the moment, I'm just buried under the regular map, so I don't really have a map of where I am, which is a bit poo. Kaboom. Oh, there's a way up. I can go places. It's interesting that the mold forms aren't really hostile either. Or at least that one didn't seem to be. It only really reacted once I started walloping it. Something I've been in there? Didn't look around a space. See, that's what I come for. That's what I come here for. I come here for the support and the love. All right. What's up there? Oh, hidden location discovered. Okay. I found a place so cool. There, see? I found a place that's secret and it gave me an ability point. The game thinks I can look around. What is going on in here though? Is that the end of the... That's the end of that line? Oh, bugger. It was literally just going up there. Everyone's shocked. Just shocked. Hang on, what's that? What's that? Can I do it? No, I can't do anything with that. I'll go back and have a look, but I thought it was just a radio. Let's go find out. So is there anything... Is there any further up? No. No, there isn't. It's just down. Yeah, let's go have a look-see. Yeah, this is a radio. Wait, did you just rickroll me? No. The crate's dancing! Thank you, physics model. And the crate's gonna keep on dancing. I thought for a minute there you might have rickrolled me. But yeah, no, I looked at it before and I thought it was a radio. And it turns out I was right. Oh, shit! There's some annihilation level. Just standing there giving off fungus. Yeah, the dancing crate. Do 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 do. Still gotta find 2 more bits of mold. Graves near televisions. Don't suppose. No, I still can't go down there. Graves near televisions. Well, goddammit if that isn't a television down there. Oh! Oh, hello. There's a spot through there. Okay. I feel like that was not a good life choice. Are there other areas branching off this big room? I feel like we may have found an answer to that question. Personal mod's full again. It'd be nice if there was a way... I guess I can't really complain because I just went and did a an executive order, which are kind of the big grab bags. Seize accelerator. Health recovery. Dodge efficiency. Seize accelerator. Alright, let's do that. Yeah, doing the executive order, they're kind of a grab bag of stuff, because we got like, what, 3 jukebox tokens out of that? So for those of you who have joined us recently, as a reminder, Wednesday night's question as always is there something you are looking forward to at the moment? Is there anything that you're... that the thought of, the anticipation of is bringing you joy? Picnic basket procedures. The Bremen basket. Containment procedure. Item to be stored in a black rock paneled cell. Keep away from lab animals when not in use. Description altered effect. A simple wicker basket with cloth lining, no food item inside. The item produces a hypnotic effect that solely affects non-human animals, forcing them to congregate passively around the object. Animals from every genus and species that have thus far been tested are susceptible. Single-celled organisms do not appear to react to the effect. Item was $6.97. Item was taken to a forest upstate for testing. Results of the test provided contradicting data as some of the attracted animals exhibited hyper-aggressive behavior. The exercise unfortunately resulted in blank. Further testing should be restricted to more low-risk animal species with medical staff on standby. Did they just do a paranatural Yogi fucking bear? Because if so, that's awesome. The Dodge efficiency. That is a fine automobile. I think they just paranatural Yogi Beared. And I'm here for it. I'm not mad. I'm not even mad. Alright, so here's the downside. Getting out of here is going to be... Pun intended, it's going to be a bear. Okay, I can do that at least. Ah, it's not a TV, it's like a light. Okay, fair enough. Near toilets, near televisions. Hey Tom, welcome back. What else? Oh, hello. Are you a room up there? Because I feel like I've been up there as well. But I could be wrong. Oh, maintenance. Here's nodes. Well, I've got a now that I've got a control point here, let's go and do it. Son of a... Oh, god damn it. I hate it when that happens. That was not good. That was the opposite of good. Kevin's having trouble finding televisions and toilets. I am indeed. I am indeed. One issue with YouTube streams, you got to make sure you're actually watching live. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I got a control point. I can... If I don't, you know, fall through the floor. That crate is still going. So is it because it slows down progressing the main story, Carrie? Is that your frustration with them? Alright, let's... Hang on, first of all. What do we got? 20,000. Let's do a few things first. Missions! Hang on. Oh, I did activate it. Maintenance. Gonna go to maintenance. Power plant. Let's do it. This could be really quick if I don't manage to actually kill something quickly enough to get Oh, that reminds me. That was the thing I was going to do before I fast traveled. I was going to construct an upgrade. Feel so strongly about them because of your relationship with ADHD and trouble staying on task. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, I guess I really... Oh, okay. So hang on. So I guess then a question is... Yeah, bear with me for a quick sec. I just got to do something before I forget. So, does that mean then that, and this is a genuine question, does that mean then that watching the stream with me responding to them becomes more frustrating? Because if that's the case, then I will rethink like my relationship with those things. Because if if I'm doing it on stream and it's making things more frustrating, that's no fun for you all. Upgrade grip. I'm gonna upgrade it again? Why not? Unlock the final mod slot. Well, fuck. Yeah, let's do it. Just wanted to do that now so that I didn't lose. If I die, I didn't get penalized and lose the necessary source for that. To levitation duration, grand slam damage. What do we need? What do we need? Health? Energy? Yeah, let's get energy. Oh, it takes 3 points. C's I'm not super fussed about. Levitation doesn't really... Alright, let's do this, because I fly around a lot. A bit. Okay, well, it's something I'll keep in mind then, because if I don't want to, like, I don't want to aggravate folks by doing something that don't feel like a real task. Yeah, I get what you're saying there. I absolutely do. I think that, yeah, it very much seems like it's a content that is there for people who want to grind on the combat system. Which me. Oh, hang on, grip's right there. What do you got? What do you got? How is it that it's only giving me level 3 upgrades for this thing? Game? I say game? Fuck you. Yeah, that is my motivation for doing them. It's for grinding on the all the mechanical content so that it puts me in a better place for being able to do the core stuff. Like that that motherfucker, the anchor. That's not going to be a lot of fun to do. NSC power plant. I'm in the wrong place. I can get closer. Fast travel to MSC power plant. Oh no, I'm in the right place. Alright. Let's go find ourselves some hiss nodes. I think we tried to do this last time and then, because I didn't have flying, couldn't do it. I can show you the world. Alright, game. Alright, staircase over there. You're gonna let me on the staircase, right? There we go. Ah! Fuck a duck. It's a better way to grind than basically a training montage without the training. Yeah, I'm a fan of games that provide that kind of content where, you know, you can engage with it if you want, or you can critical path it. Like, it feels like son of a... Horizon Zero Dawn was a great example of that. How far down are you going, Jesse? Don't fall down and die, please. Because I feel like that's what you're about to do. Oh, that is some hot bullshit. God damn it. That is one thing that frustrates me with the flying mechanic. Like, once the game decides that you are going down, once you start falling, it's not... In some situations, it may just be that I'm doing the wrong thing, but it feels really difficult to reverse that. To actually start, like, rising instead, especially in situations where you're falling and there's nothing beneath you. That feels like some hot bullshit when it happens. Alright, let's go back to... Well, that was very quick! Let's go back to Central Research. Oh, let's go back to... Hang on, where is my... So what is it now under? Central research, active threshold. Is that it? Active threshold? But I can fly! Remember one game you were getting 100% until about 75% of the way through and you got tired and blitzed to the end of the story. Yeah, it's a real challenge. You can only rise up into the air once and then it's all hovering and falling from there. Yeah, that's true. I guess that's the thing I've got to realize. It's a slow adjustment to that reality. Oh, there we go. It is the active threshold that I wanted to get down to. Because I still think of it conceptually as flying, which it isn't. You're quite right. It's controlled falling. What's over here? Have we been in here before? Is there a toilet? There is. Oh, that's gold! Oh, what are the odds? It's Buzz Lightyear flying. It is. It's falling with style. Well, shit. Oh, there is a toilet. There's a lot of them. It's the Majora's Mask toilet. Huh. I feel like grip now. I've just got to keep in that slot. I can't not keep a weapon that I've upgraded twice now. There we go.
Gross. Underhill was gonna
Toilet
go
mode.
for this.
And it is actually nearly midnight. Ah, so there's a significance there, I'm guessing, with midnight and Majora's Mask then. Never been a big Zelda fan. I bounced really hard off Breath of the Wild. I wanted to love it more than I did. Yeah, her performance is... The voiceover for her is just exquisite. Oh, that looks like... I can share... Gross new televisions! So this joke comes with the caveat that... Oh, no! Caveat that Mel Gibson is a problematic human.
That's all 5 samples. I should get these back to Underhill.
Building shifts occur at random and without warning, but with the Bureau's cutting-edge technology, we can stabilize the oldest house. Safe employees are happy employees. Certain rituals allow agents to navigate the oldest house as well. But accidents do happen. Trapping agents inside the walls. I heard you got stuck in your room for 3 days, Topher. Too bad you didn't have your book with you. And remember, kids, when you feel the floor deviate, it's already much too late.
Oh my god! I can see why you were always so frustrated that it took so long. That is amazing. That is super disturbing and amazing. Just the weird occasional breaks in Mr. Bones' rhythm of speaking. Ah, so good. If you please. No? There we go. My god. That is something else. And Fowler is just screaming the whole time. He's just screaming and sobbing. Pity you're not going to pick up the rest now just to spite me. No, I'm gonna try and find them. Yeah, they're incredible. It just... Good old Threshold kids. I'm gonna look for more of them. I'm surprised though, because I thought that I'd interacted with the televisions that were around, but I guess I've been missing some of them.
You look like a woman with mold for
Wow, that's very forward of you.
I found all 5, but I kind of wanted to eat them.
The mold has that effect on some people. Likely due to the fact it's not actually mold, or even of this dimension. I suspect it is the result of 2 incompatible molecular structures, one dominant, coming into contact. I call it mold, or fungus, because it's closer in appearance and behavior than anything else we know. Except perhaps bacteria.
She reminds me of my old biology teacher.
Did you happen to meet any more members of my ranger detail?
I didn't see any rangers, just walking mold people. Unless...
Yes. If you found mold people, you found my rangers. I refer to the creatures as hosts. They, like other unwary agents, succumbed to the appetite. But that's nothing for you to worry about. The pill I'm about to make with these samples will make the lower level perfectly safe to traverse. It has the added benefit of immunizing you against the pit's toxic spores.
I feel like I should ask to see your credentials.
There. That didn't take too long now, did it? Ingest this pill, then go and find the source of the mold. Only there can we begin to understand how to stop it.
Take a mystery pill because a rude lady in a hazmat suit tells you to. Great idea, Jesse.
Well, they're 2 separate words, aren't they, Brent? And that's how I've always... It's one I always get wrong, but mold is in something that has spores, like fungus, that sort of thing, is M-O-L-D, whereas mold, M-O-U-L-D, is the thing that shapes stuff. Or have I got that wrong?
Thanks for the information.
My pleasure.
I feel like I'm about to do a learn here. Have I had that wrong for forever and a half? Because I always get them confused, but...
Be careful
No
down
need to
there.
hurry back.
We don't want to have to come save you. Seriously.
Oh, the tag on that was brilliant. They're the same spelling. Oh, okay. There you go. Mold applies to either. There you go. Oh, wow. That upgrade to spin is nice. Alright, let's go down. To live forever. Not long at all. There's only a difference in British English. Huh. Got it. But in British English, do I have it the right way around, or am I still got them confused?
This must be the pit Underhill was talking about.
I feel like it's appropriate for an Underhill to send us on an adventure into the earth. Alright, let's do the thing. This is a long way down. It's mold for both in British Australian. Really? Wow, there you go. I thank you for clarifying. I had that completely wrong. That's so interesting that both words have the same spelling. Like in each variation of English, there's not a different spelling for each. There's the same spelling. I guess that makes sense then, given the US has a predilection for taking the U out of everything.
Ramsey, Ranger Captain, note 7.25. Underhill sent us down this weird-ass threshold looking for whatever's making all these vegetables sprout. It smells delicious.
Balloon supplement. Get well balloon. Ah, this is not going to be good. The item was used in the children's ward of a local hospital in blank. Witnesses do not recall where the balloon came from. Therapy dogs, part of a program called blank meant to comfort the sick children, were noticeably attracted to the item. They reportedly jumped at the item, licking it when they could. The children claim the dogs began walking through the halls of the hospital at night, howling at a low pitch. One child described the sound as singing. A few days later, the dogs were all discovered dead, a dark substance leaking from their blank. The hospital staff called local authorities, who called the CDC. Bureau agents intercepted this call and arrived at the scene within blank hours. The item was taken for evaluation along with the remains of the dogs. See PAI 2411B for details. Oh, puppers! Don't taunt English, it might do that for funsies. It just might. For lexical shits and giggles. Ooh, more primes. Levitation ammo efficiency. Wait, what? What the heck? Tell me more. This is the dodge efficiency. Hang on, so what? Ooh, hang on. Ammo cost while levitating. Huh! Headshot boost. Rate of fire. Oh yeah, let's do it. And let's scrap that And that. And that. And that. And that. And that. And that. And that while we're here. If it does, I'm not surprised not to found one, but remember it took so long to remember a receipt because the I before you rule is broken more than followed. Suddenly have the urge to ask to use Dent. I'm not sure I follow. Alright, so that's what we just did then. That's how we came down. Well, this sure is a homely looking place. Oh, to ask Susie Dent.
God. The further I go, the worse it smells.
Sorry, Grip, you're not. It's hard to say. Like maybe it's the center of it all, like it's being in here that makes it smell bad. But good call. I mean, nicely spotted on the fact that it now smells worse. Level 9, son of a. Launch efficiency. Wait, what? Oh, that was a level 5, I'm guessing. Absolute launch efficiency. It's a side effect of the pill. I missed that completely too. If she did say that. I totally missed it. Couldn't tell you what I was concentrating on at the time, but I completely missed it. So... we've been as far as we can in that direction, so let's go in this direction. Welcome back to another episode. Of Mold Hunters. Today, Jesse's out there, hunting mold. Travel down to the next level, bonus effect. Oh! Motherfucker. Yeah, see, I completely missed... I don't know what I was concentrating on at the time, but I completely missed that, so thank you for the reminder. Or thank you for pointing that out, I should say. Bwah, 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 bwah. Where's Shadow? Where's Shadow? That's already got a level 5, as opposed to a level 4. Level 5's still better than level 4. Oh! No, thank you. No! Son of a... Ah, this is the part I hate, because once that happens... It's really hard to see a goddamn thing. Let's just do that. There we go.
Ramsey, Ranger Captain, note 7.28. Wait, 6, 7, whatever. Still in the threshold. Ollie's straight up eating the vegetables now, because, well, why not? Mom said, it's your vegetables. Eat too many and your skin will turn green. Green like Ollie's. Hey, Ollie, what'd you find now?
Good lord. 5 is better than 4. See, you can learn things on this stream. But to be fair, like the rank 4 are called absolute, but it's not absolute if there's something better than it, is it? I'm going to be back in a couple of seconds. I'm just going to scoot to the restroom super quickly because it's cold and that is having an effect on me. And I'm going to grab the bourbon. And then we're going to wrap out this. We're going to see if we can find the source of this mold. Yeah, that was perfect. Absolutely. Funny right until the point where it got super scary. Absolute doesn't mean the best. Incidentally, apologies for, Oh no. Good lord. I didn't mute it, did I? Ah, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Alright, let's move on. Ah, good lord.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty.
Do not eat the boss monster. Do not lick the boss monster. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, apologies for not muting my mic before, folks. My, yeah, to some degree my brain kind of switched off on the fact that I actually still have an AFK screen. Like everything else is in place, it's just, everything else is in place, it's only just the, what was I about to say there? Yeah, it's only just the way that the overlay is configured that's different. Did not defeat this boss, noped after it. Noped out. Oh! Motherfuckers. Yeah, let's see how we go. Seize accelerator. What is that gonna do for me? Launch efficiency. This is C's accelerator. C speed plus 64%. Dodge efficiency. 8 energy cost. Dodge efficiency. There's good stuff. There's good stuff happening here. Health recovery. Launch efficiency. Launch energy cost. Minus 24%. Oh, I've got 2 of those. Let's get rid of one of those. And let's go for that. C speed. C's accelerator. Actually, dodge efficiency. Let's get that happening. $5 says Kevin can't defeat the boss in the next 13 minutes. Look, I feel like I feel punchy after defeating the last boss, but this one, yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, we're not on critical path for story at the moment. No, I'm not going to do that maintenance. I'm not gonna do it. Oh, I love you, Spin, and I've upgraded you. Grip, rather, and I've upgraded you twice, but I'm just not feeling you. You're just not punching. You're not punching your weight. Grip tighter. It's the name of my private eye persona. I'm grip tighter. Could I interest you? Being shot by a grenade. Is that the sort of hooliganism? Yeah, the game. Yeah, this level 9. Level 9 moldy boys. They're biggins. Oh, sorry, Chief. Almost missed you there. I'll be hopping back up here. He's a real melody boy. I almost killed myself.
Nope. Not right.
Motherfucker. Oh. Not bad. Better. Previous comment got filtered because you're only showing top chat instead of live chat. Oh, hang on. Let me fix that. Got filtered out. What's that all about? Let's fix that. Bear with me for 2 seconds. Live chat. Live chat settings? Live stream settings. Live chat. Never live chat. Brrr. I don't... Yeah, I don't... It doesn't seem to have anything... It doesn't seem to have anything... Like, I've got enable live chat. That's the setting that I've got. Top of the chat window. Yeah, that's where I am. That's where I am. It's at the top of the chat window. Oh, okay, because so the chat window I'm looking at says... hang on. It's a drop down. Got it. Okay, because I'm looking at... Hang on a minute. Bear with me for a quick sec. Pop out chat. It's a live chat. And is that going to change things? This may not make a difference. Because I've had to go through some shenanigans in order to enable YouTube chat. So this may not take... Because I don't think I can interact with the browser component. Let's see if this does anything. Motherfuck. No, it doesn't. So I can change that drop down in the window that I'm looking at for chat, but the problem is it doesn't change the URL, and I can't interact with the browser component in OBS. That's a pain. I'm sorry about that. Can I lock... If I lock the preview, does that let me interact with it? Yeah, it's gonna be one of those ones for the ages. Well, as per usual for control bosses, that thing swings hard. It does some damage. Gaming the system. A mistake. Nobody was foolish enough to take the bet. Yeah, not for this boss. No, no, no. I don't think so. I mean, grip feels like a firing rate that's... It feels like grip has the right firing rate for dealing with this boss, because I get moments in time where it's vulnerable. And there's always a node of the thing that is vulnerable. But fuck me, does that thing do damage the minute it starts trying to hurt you. Determined to get it, though. It's gonna happen. It's achieving it for me. Here you go. I think charge could well be my favorite weapon now. The fact that it has that little gravitational, like it creates that little, almost a black hole effect and sucks everyone in. It's pretty awesome. Makes you want to say, ha ha, sucked in. It's very funny. It's very funny when you say something like that. It's very, very funny. Oh, by the way, huge congratulations to Tom as well. If you're still with us, Tom, for dominating now, absolutely dominating the Fantasy Critic League. With, it's 86 points, I want to say. But just so far ahead. Oh, just congratulations on your, congratulations on where you're at in the league. You were just so far ahead of everyone else. Dominating. I believe a gamer would refer to it as pwning us. Positively pwning us.
Is that the source?
Yes, Jesse, can we can't...
Pretty.
Nope. Not pretty.
Who's a cranky boy? Mother! Alright. Oh! Down to a third? That wasn't bad. Got it down to a third of its energy. Health, whatever. You noticed something about the room. What did you notice about the room? I've noticed that there are pillars lined around the room. There might be something else I've missed there, though. Oh, wait, you're going to tell me that it's got spores on the edge of the walls. That it's covered in grenades. Whereas I've just been throwing objects around. Maybe that's it? Explodopods! Alright, let's see if we can make that work. Explodey Pods on the Ceiling is my favorite Lionel Richie song. Explodey Pods to the left of me. Jokers to the right. Stuck in the middle with you. Stuck in the middle with you. That could make all the difference because the damage that we've been doing there is substantial. And that's just been by throwing objects. Hello? Is it me or fungal for? 'Cause I wonder where you are. Boss in the Middle is your favorite sitcom. Not as good as the original. Oh, you son of... Ah! I'm gonna give it one more go. I'm gonna give it one more try on the Guardian. That was me. That was me slipping. Ah! Is it... There we go. Is it me or fungal spore? 'Cause I wonder where you are. And where your cell membrane is. Hello? Is it me or fungal spore? I love it. My review so far is that mold 1 is much less fun than ecto 1. Just need a mushroom with a guitar. And some people believe that fungal infection may well be the reason why Keith Richards cannot be killed with conventional weaponry. We're sending in Keith Richards. God damn it. It's time. Hello? Is it me or fungal spore? I do like that. I actually kind of dig that by taking the path that you're forced to take to get down there. Hang on. Oh. Oh. Have I been in here? Yes, I have. This is the way down. I feel like part of the problem with that boss fight arena is that there's not much room. I love you, Ash. I love you. That's brilliant. The suddenly summoning a ragdolled body. Yeah, that was creepy. Like, what's the first thing that I can get to hand? Oh, it's a mushroom corpse. Of course it is. Summon corpse. Favorite D&D spell, yeah. It's like summon familiar, but it has a touch of bad news associated with it. So, about your familiar, we have some good news and we have some bad news. Actually, we have we have mostly bad news. Taking a liking to this segment. Nice. I love you, Brendan.
Is that the source?
Oh! There they fucking are!
Kind of pretty.
Nope.
Yeah, come on, open up, sport. That did not end well for me. Yeah, it's they're not bad. Oh okay. That was my fault for standing out in the open. Oh, son of a... One more thing. One more thing. Almost had it. Alright. You once tried to trade your wizard party members familiar for your freedom. Didn't work, you ended up with no clothes. Alright, I'm going to try this one more time. I know that we're getting late. I know that it's getting late. But I feel like that was so close. That was so goddamn close. So the... Yeah, those slams, it feels like there's no clear telegraph for them. Like, I think that the boss design is there's a bit of bullshit going on with it. But I also can see where, like, what I did there was... Like, I can hang the fault for what happened there on me. So the spores do more damage, but not enough to make it worthwhile craning my neck to look for them. But staying mobile, rotating around that arena, like that felt like it was doing, that it was having a significant effect. No, that's absolutely true. That was my bad. And you know, that's part of learning. I absolutely do different boneheaded maneuvers every time, but you know, almost got the thing. So I feel like it's not too far off. Audio cues. Yeah, it probably is audio cues. Yeah, I'd say you're probably right. It's just a matter of whether being behind a pillar is going to be enough to shield from the slam when it happens. Hi there! Back all the way off. I do like the fact that the game's mechanics mean that going through this sequence actually is giving me more resources over time as well. Like, it's a little frustrating when all I want to do is get to the boss fight. Unlike Sheryl Crow, all she wants to do is have some fun. But, Yeah, it's frustrating when all you want to do is get to the boss fight again, and it breaks the rhythms of that fight. But it is what it is. Hello? Is it me or fungal spore? 'Cause I'm floating on the air.
Is that the
I'm
source?
hiding everywhere. Is it me?
Nope. Not pretty.
You wanna open up? Ah, they still do damage to it while it's shielded. Well, that's good to know. Okay, anything does damage to it while it's shielded. Yeah, there's that slight shriek just before it happens. Son of it, there was no warning for that one. Yeah, and then when it drops... I couldn't even see what it was dropping on the ground, but it was dropping the explosive spores, and that would have been perfect. Like, that's the same pattern that you get with a lot of the other enemies. If I'd actually realized what it was doing, I could have picked that up instead of it exploding and thrown it at it. If everything does damage when it's shielded. Well, it definitely does more damage when it has it open. When it has its eye open. Alright. That's not going to happen tonight, but that's going to be the... Mold 1 will be the major event for next week. Or Friday night, depending on how we go. If I have enough time to get my... to get voice meter working, then hopefully we'll be doing a Borderlands stream on Friday night, but we'll see how that goes, because project work is a lot at the moment, along with the rest of the world being a lot as well. But that is probably a really good point for us to wrap up for tonight. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming along this evening and being a part of this, and for jumping over to a different platform temporarily. We will be back on Twitch on Friday night, unless there is a similar mass boycott of Twitch happening. We'll see what happens. I would be surprised if that is the case. Yeah, thank you. Hey, thank you so much for your company, everyone. It's been an absolute delight having you here. Yeah, so I will post in Discord about Friday night, and fingers crossed I get enough time to do that, to get that voice meter configuration working. But yeah, there will be, one way or another, there'll be a stream on Friday night. And we will also be picking up Mass Effect on Sunday, so we'll be starting the playthrough again after losing the computer. But with exciting new poll management options. That's going to be my major project for Thursday night. All right, love you all. Be well, and I will see you again soon. Stay safe.